Good early morning, everyone. I hope everybody has a fantastic Saturday. With that said, this is something brand new to me. Maybe some of you are already familiar with this premiere that YouTube now has out. I'm not familiar with it at all. This is my very first go at it. They have sent me several emails and then little kind of like notifications on my homepage on YouTube asking me to check it out. So I thought, what better time than do it now when there's really probably not going to be that many people up and watching, and most of them's just going to catch the replay anyway. And this is not an intense video, I do not think. I'm just replying to an email that I thought would be better replied to everyone, because many people may have the same questions as I have gotten in this email. So with all that said, I just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't know, this is like what's called a premiere, where I just uploaded the video to YouTube, but we all get to watch it together and chat together. And I thought this was a good one, so I can answer maybe any questions that you may have in the chat. Okay, guys, let's get right to it. Okay guys, as you see here, this is an email that I have just actually opened. It was actually sent to me 4 days ago, and you know, just to start out, I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to answer this email. Many people emails me, believe me, I get a lot, and I do my very best to answer each one, you know, as I get to them. And I'm sorry, sometimes some take longer than others. Some even actually get hidden in the spam folder and things like that. So, but the reason I want to address this one in a blanket, you know, to the whole channel is I do feel like there's some things that was brought up here that others may be curious about as well. And of course, I've got the sender, you know, blocked out, blurred out, because this isn't about exposing anyone, okay? But the one that wrote me the email, once you hear this video, I hope I was able to answer your questions just a little bit. And let me start out by saying thank you so much for always being a loyal subscriber and supporter to Unjustified. That, I truly appreciate that. I really do. Okay, with that said, I'm going to go through this email and I'm going to answer it as it comes about. You know, I'm not going to read the whole email and then come back. It's just, I'm going to do it as it comes out, okay? So, that said, I hope this answers questions for not only the original one that sent me the email, but for others as well. By saying, hi Kim, I have been a loyal follower of your channel for a long time. I'm not the most active to write comments, but I follow everything, and I love your soft appearance mixed with your sharp intellect, and I thank you very much for that. A few days ago, or a week, I do not remember, well, you had a long stream where you talked about various things. And yes, this is the stream that she would be referring to, I'm pretty sure. And that was just the live stream I had talking about how my channel came to be. And I'm pretty sure that could be the one she's referring to. If I'm wrong, just email me back and I'll find the one you're talking about. And we're going to refer to her as Sunshine. Okay? That's not her name, but that's just what we're going to use here. Okay, she goes on to say, among other things, you talked a little bit about Alan, AD, which was surprising because nobody mentions him anymore except for, of course, the hate channels. Or, if it is something nasty or negative, like, put the blame on AD and you're good. Well, I agree. I mean, it's terrible that it has to be that way. You explained that Alan never personally did anything bad to you, and during your stream, you said nothing unfavorable about him. No, I have no problem with AD, not at all. And if I'm not mistaken, in that stream, I also said AD's like one of the very first ones I ever, when when I seen the Watts case in the Lifetime movie, and I just Googled him, and AD's the first thing that popped up. And yes, I listened to AD a lot in the beginning. I definitely did, with my earpods in. So no, I wouldn't say anything unfavorable about AD, because just to be honest, when I started my channel, he was very supportive of me, and he actually recommended my channel, and a lot of my subscribers are actually from his channel. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't say anything unfavorable about him. I have no reason to. He did help my channel. In the very beginning, he was very supportive of me. And AD's always been very nice to me and very polite. And when you recommended channels about the CW case, you mentioned Seeking the Truth with Dave, Mia, and Red X Crime Files, and maybe some more. But not AD, not once. Why? You had just spoken about him. Well, that's possibly why. If I had just spoken about him, then that's possibly why I didn't mention him. Because I'd probably just talked at length about him, in the way that, the Watts case, that is, that's the first thing that came up. And so I'm assuming that I probably just assumed that I had already spoken, about AD, and so that's probably why I didn't mention him again. And the reason I probably mentioned Dave, Mia, and Red X is because they were actually in the chat that night. They come and they hang out and, talk with me in my chats. They invite me to their channels, and, a lot of the creators do that. They will go support each other and go to their channels and their chat and say hi, and things like that. And AD doesn't. He just doesn't do that. Now, if creators come in his channel, he's always very welcoming to them, and he, for the most part, he always has been to me, for sure. Absolutely. He's always been very welcoming to me, very polite to me, and very supportive if I go to his channel, but he has never came to mine to show support. So if I recommended the channels on the Chris Watts case, Dave, Mia, and Red X, they were in my channel. And I, would tell people, hey, go check out their channels. They have channels too. Had AD have been in there, talking and socializing with the others in the chat, then of course I would have done the same. So I guess, since I was speaking of the ones that was there in the chat, that's probably why I didn't mention him again. I'm sure I didn't even think about it because he wasn't there. Alan has written a book whose highest purpose is to illuminate, enlighten, reach out with what we all agree on. Chris didn't act alone, and this case is incorrectly treated. Why is nobody talking about and recommending his book? Well, I can personally say I have been so extremely tied up in trying to make videos for my own channel, as well as research several different cases at once, and, answering emails, and, COVID. My granddaughter has already had to take 2 COVID tests within the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot of sickness. My husband has had to be in quarantine. It's just insanity. So, just to be honest, I did not even know his book had been released yet. I knew that they were planning on writing a book. I had heard about that, but I absolutely did not know that it had been published yet. I'm not going to disavow his book or anything like that, but I can't really say, hey, I highly recommend this book that I haven't read yet. And I do not understand why you talk about having to support each other, help each other, be kind, and never tolerate harassment and so on, while neither of you stand up for and help AD. I do believe in supporting each other. That was what I was just getting at. I do believe in helping each other. I completely believe in being kind. And harassment is something that I think is ridiculous. I get harassed, believe me. I mean, I've got the haters as well, but, you know, I have to be thankful that I'm not on the level AD is on or whatever with that. I'm so sorry he has to go through that, but, you know, it has nothing to do with me. Supporting each other, I fully believe in, but that falls back on, or the prior we just talked about. Mia, Dave, and Red X were all at my live that night, in my chat, you know, socializing with the other chats and subscribers and, you know, just talking about the case with us. So that, to me, is support. If you go to other channels and that's support, you know. And I'm just being honest here. AD has never once visited my channel. Everyone you just spoke of here, Mia, Dave, and not Red X yet, because I've just met her, like, recently, like within the last couple of week or two. I don't even know. Not very long. But now Mia and Dave, they have both been on my panel. You know, they have both, if I'm live, they're always there, you know, supporting my channel. So I completely believe in channel support amongst creators. But there again, I've been a Patreon of AD's for 2 years now. Or whenever he very first started his Patreon, I was one of his very first subscribers there. And I have been ever since. I mean, I just never dropped it. Now, I don't ever get to go to them. I never get to go actually watch his Patreons, but I'm still there, and I'm still a member. I agree with a lot of the things AD says, but then there again, you know, there's some things we don't agree on, and that's okay. That's quite fine. Chris not acting alone. It depends on how you look at it. Like, I don't think he mentally acted alone. That's how I can say this. I don't think he mentally acted alone. I think that there was probably a lot of head games, a lot of brainwashing, manipulation, pushing, pressure, things like that. As far as hands-on help, I'm on the fence. I don't know. But my mind really does go more so towards, you know, Chris. You know, that's just where I stand. As far as him not acting alone on the mentality end, yeah, I do not think he did. I think he was coerced into some of the things he did, which is still on him, but that's the way I feel on that case. Okay, it goes on to say no one mentions this book. What does it matter if you do not like him personally, or that his theories differ slightly from someone else's? No one has exactly the same theory, but there are common denominators, absolutely. And I think I just now answered that. You're absolutely correct there, hon. That is spot on. AD, who has the same common denominators, comes out with a book to reach as many people as possible with important information, and then everyone else chooses to turn their backs. I do not understand this. It should be a huge thing when finally someone with the same basic theory gets a book out. Well, like I say, I did not know his book was published, 1. 2, I haven't even been in the Watts case much at all anymore. Because honestly, I see nothing changing in it. Like, I just don't see anything ever changing from where it stands right now. So, you know, I'm happy for AD that he got his book out. I know that was something that was very important to him, and I'm sure that it's a very good book, and I'm sure that it's very interesting and all of that kind of thing, and I wish nothing but success for him. and everything in that area. But at the same time, I can't necessarily recommend it if I haven't read it. And I'm also not going to say don't check it out, because I will. I'll check it out. I will read it. And thank you for letting me know it's been published, because I wasn't even aware of that yet. And for anybody that has the same theories as AD's, then yeah, I would recommend checking it out. It's probably going to be right up your line of what you believe as well. But keep in mind, it is just our theories. Like, it all is. Because we don't have the power out here to actually change something. Now, we do have the power to put a word out, or give a theory, or a speculation, or, think about it this way kind of thing. And believe me, I've done my share of that. Yes, I have, because I covered the Watts case extensively in the beginning. Really, that's the only thing I did, and that is what my channel is built around. Because that case just really wasn't adding up to me. And as you say, the investigation in it was, in my opinion, lacking a whole lot. So, but within 3 months time span, there's not a lot they could have did. I believe the plea deal was way too soon, all that kind of thing. But there again, there's nothing I can do to change that. And I don't ever see anything changing in that case. I just don't. But, yeah, that's all I know to say about that, because I didn't even know the book was published yet. I couldn't even tell you the name of it. But I will go check it out. And, I will, as a matter of fact, while I'm editing, I'm going to go ahead and show everyone this is the book. And if you want, go check it out, and it could open your mind to things, or whatever, or you may have the exact same theories as this book is showing you. I know, I can say this, I know AD really deeply went into this case, and I mean, he cannot be discredited there. He has spent 3 years, sifting this case and dissecting it, and just every possibility that could be, he has put it out there. I can honestly say that for certain. And so it would be up to you, the reader, to make your own decision if you decided to read the book, and see what you think. It goes on to say, everyone knows what harassment is to, and many have backed out from this case or from being associated with AD just to avoid being exposed themselves. But is that not the cowardly path? I mean, if this kind of hate scares people off, the hate and harassment will get worse. If you stick together against it, you're strong. And I agree. I've always said, united we stand, divided we fall. But here's the thing, and if you've been a long subscriber of mine, then you know I've made many videos. Even one in particular that was about AD back, over a year ago, when it was just really, really bad. As far as it being a cowardly path, no, I don't see it that way. I just do not. I see it as I choose to distance myself from the drama and the harassment. Now, that said, it's not just AD either. Cher, who everyone knows that me and her were always very tight on lives and videos and working together on cases and that kind of thing for probably almost a year now. When she started getting involved in this case that she's in right now, if you will notice, I distanced, because there became way too much drama and harassment surrounding the case that she's working on now. As a matter of fact, in the beginning of that case, I actually came out and said, I'm not getting in this case. I'm not even going to report on this case. Which is, I have broke my own rule recently, and I have uploaded a few things and did a live on it, but I've not really gotten deeply involved with my subscribers and things like that. And no, I don't see that as me being a coward at all. I see that as me protecting my own mental sanity, as well as not exposing my subscribers and putting them in the middle of it on my channel. I try to keep it off mine as much as I can. So no, I don't see that being cowardly at all. I just see that protecting my own self and my own subscribers. I know that you have stopped covering the Watts case, but you did a lot of work with it. Yes, I did. I spent way too many hours on that case. Like each one of those discovery read-throughs I did, even though they're just 1 hour listening time, each one of them actually took me 6 hours in the least to get them recorded, edited, uploaded. It's just, I put a lot of hours into this case, believe me. Yes, I did. I chose to write this to you because you are calm and kind. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I hope I was able to answer some of the questions. And I also believe that you wish the Watts case to be correctly investigated. Oh yeah, I mean, I do. But honestly, I don't see it happening. I just don't. I wish it could be. I wish that it could go back to trial. I wish there had have been a trial. You know, but I guess one of the main reasons there wasn't, after me looking into this case so deeply and so long, is just like Chris himself said, to spare everybody else from the time and the emotional heartache that it would cause. So, yeah, I wished it could have been, but in order for this case to be reopened, there's going to have to be some hardcore, physical, solid visual proof. And anything we can show that we find, I don't think it's going to matter. That's the way I see it. That's kind of why I backed out of this case. Now, I've started kind of revamping one of my series because, just to be honest, I was asked to. But still, it's not going to change anything in my opinion. Chris has until November to do something with the lesser charges. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to. Chris's parents said themselves that if they thought that Chris done all this by himself, then they don't want him out of jail. He don't need to be out of prison. And now his parents doesn't seem to be fighting as hard to get him out. So when his parents has kind of backed away from it, to my knowledge, I haven't spoken with him about it in a while. The attorney was called off from the 35C, so it seems like the family is kind of backing away from it. So it's not for me to jump in there and try to change that. Personally, I don't like Dave after what he has said and done against other creators. But he now tries to slander and hate, and because I think he is good at what he's doing, I follow him and hope his work will somehow come out. And that's okay. I mean, if you don't like Dave, and I'm not sure what he's done against the other creators because I have no clue. Like I say, I distance myself from a lot of, almost everything, just to be honest. Almost all the other creators, period, since close to the first of the year. I just kind of backed away from everything, you know, and tried to focus on my own channel. So what he's done, or whatever it is Dave may have done to other creators, you know, I hate that. But I can assure you I'm not a part of it because I don't even know what it is. And if he's slandering or hating on anybody, I have no clue about none of that. And just to be honest, I don't even want to know. because I don't like involving myself in stuff like that. It's not my cup of tea. Why can't everyone see the help AD's book will give them? Well, I hope it does. And I hope it gives them help, and I hope, I wish nothing but the best. And then she goes on to say, no, it's silent treatment, jealousy, a personal vendetta, money. What is wrong? I have no idea. I don't know. And probably the main reason I don't know why is because it's not my business. And I try not to insert myself in other people's affairs because it just isn't my business, and I don't want it to be my business. I do the best I can to take care of my channel and, give to my subscribers information the best I can come up with, and I leave it at that. So I have no clue what's wrong. Sunshine, do you have a channel? Maybe if you do, maybe you could help him as well. And I'm sure you do, because I know you do. You're sending me this email, so you're helping him to get his book noticed by this email. And I know he would appreciate that. And, I appreciate you for letting me know it's published now. However, if you're not a creator and you don't have your own channel, then you just really don't know what it's like out here to be a creator. Yeah. Being a creator is mental hell, believe me. And it doesn't matter who you're trying to help and support and, things like that, because there's going to be somebody out there that doesn't like this person or can't understand why you support this one or can't understand why you don't support that one. Well, even this very email here points that out. It's like, because I recommended Dave, Mia, and Red X, it's like I was wrong for not recommending Alan. Which I wouldn't have not recommended Alan, because I had just spoke about Alan, and of course I was saying that I listen to him a lot, and I have nothing bad to say about Alan. He thinks differently sometimes than I do, but that's okay. That's his thoughts, right? Whatever kind of personal situations is going on with Alan and maybe other creators, as well as, one side of the family. I get it. I know that's happening out there. I see it. But it's not my business. Like, I don't insert myself in it. As far as supporting AD, well, obviously I did. I spoke of him. I didn't say anything bad about him, because I'm not going to. AD's always been very supportive of me and very polite to me. And so, he's never done nothing to me personally, so I have no reason to speak ill of him. And then it goes on to say, thanks for reading this. Love and light and God bless. Sincerely, Sunshine. Thank you so much, Sunshine, for your email. I do hope I was able to answer it in the best way I could. There again, thank you for letting me know his book was published. I had no idea his book was published. I have nothing to do with the people, that's his haters or any of this kind of stuff. I'm not involved in any of that, and nor do I wish to be, nor will I be. I just will not. We agree to disagree, and we'll move along. That's just what I do. I don't like drama. It's just not me. I can't stand it. And when it comes to my doorstep, I distance. That's just what I do. Okay. Thank you so much, Sunshine. I hope this answered some questions, hon. Feel free to email me back and let me know if I answered everything okay. I hope I was also able to answer things for anyone else that may have had these same thoughts about why I haven't mentioned certain people or recommended. And as far as AD's book goes, you guys, Obviously, it is published now, so, go check it out. Go check it out. I'm just going to be honest. I read everything on every case I can get my hands on, especially the Watts case. I do read everything on it. I watch everything on it that I can, that I have time, and that isn't something that I've already heard, right? So, yeah, if you're like me, check it out, see what you think, and, leave a review. Give your honest opinion. Okay, guys. Thank you, Sunshine, again, and thank you all so much for listening. And until next time, this is Unjustified.